On Instagram, it's called What's Next 209. I'm not really good about uploading in there, but I told my students I was going to try and do better, which I've been trying. I have many pictures I have to upload. I'm always busy every weekend, it seems like, but I don't know, me and social media.
It could be kind of difficult to navigate, or even like promote.
I had issues with Facebook. I was getting too trapped into it and people stuff, so I kind of closed it down and so I kind of avoid it. But then my Instagram I kept because I had all these vendors that sold food and candies and laughing back there. So I can't post that way, you know? It has all the positive stuff in there. Yeah, the good stuff's in there.
Cool. You make all of this through Cricut.
Some of it Cricut, some of it Canva.
I've been hearing about Canvas.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a little harder with the sizing. But yeah. Right
You
now,
pay for Canva, right? Or
no, I use the free version. Yeah. Even with Cricut, I'll guide you guys through that when we. I'm always like, click on the free button.
Oh wow, the glow in the dark one is like
What is it?
you have a glow in the dark one.
Oh, the glow in the dark one?
How do you do that? Do you usually
It's vinyl, it's glow in the dark. And we
Okay,
just
so it's
cut it.
not like you put a light in it, it's
Nope.
just the design.
You can order it off Amazon and you just cut it and put it, all done. And you guys have one of those left at home.
For these Starbucks, are you putting the Starbucks logo on there? Or
No.
is it
It's already purchased from Starbucks. They're usually about 30 something each. You can also order them off Amazon. They have a pack, I think it's a 12. For like, I want to say $70. So it almost comes out to the same price if you divide it, by each or whatever. So it all depends on how many you're needing or gonna be using. But they're good for gifts.
Well, I see a lot of girls on campus.
With dark caps. My multiple ones are like glitter.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more of this.
And one right here, they want the one back there. This one we have to drill a hole in the bottom, put the glitter and the oil.
Is there a drink in it? Or is
No, right in the middle.
What?
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever seen this. I've seen like glitter, but it was like stuck.
Takes me like 3 hours to finish one, but
That's oil in there?
oil and water.
You do only one size or?
These, there's multiple different sizes you can get. You can get these off Amazon too. Yeah, as long as they're double insulated, but they have 2 bottles, they were perfect for that. I've even found some at the Dollar Tree that have the double, and I can drill a hole in them. And then you just customize the outfit and they're your own. For $1.25. There's a couple more minutes. Yeah, we had on 2 classes, like glitter tumbler.
But classes just learning how to do that?
Yeah. And I have a lot of my students were saying, no wonder they charge so much. This is a lot.
A lot of work to do.
So why are we complaining? You know?
So what, if you don't mind me asking, how much would you, how much does it cost you to make one and how much would you sell it?
So whenever they ask me to make something, I grab the total of whatever it is that I'm making. If it's a pack of 12, I divide the cost by 12. And then I write individually how much I use of each, total that up, and then I multiply it times 3 for my time.
Like hours? Okay, well, that's a good process.
I think I hear them.
I'll tell you what.
We don't get a lot of people walking around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't a big fan of the glitter because he had a vacuum.
Who's gonna travel?
No, we go.
Yes, vacuum it. Glitter can get everywhere. Oh, I'm just thinking about it. Working with glitter tomatoes.
My husband made me my own office for that reason.
Yeah. Glitter is terrible. I mean, even like when I go out and I touch something that has glitter, out of nowhere, it's like it's all over my body, on my face, all over my hands.
He hates glitter, and my daughter's the one, all sparkly in her dresses, and she'll sit on the couch, and she gets up there's glitter on the couch.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alrighty, I mean, we'll go ahead and get started.
Ready? Okay.
We'll be recording the workshop, so I'll just walk in here with the camera a few times.
So should I just leave on the microphone?
Yeah. Oh, oh yeah, you can go ahead and use this one, or put it on the table right here. Alrighty, just in case I walk in. Or actually,
What?
I'll start the workshop.
Oh.
Yeah. Alright, then we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks for coming, everybody who's online, and Yusef, who came in person. Yeah, this will be our last A to T English workshop, and our workshops in general for the foreseeable future, since we have like building problems and all of that, trying to figure out like a reporting process so we can qualify for grants. So we'll see. Hopefully in the future we can offer the workshops in person as well, and hopefully in the evenings too, where it's more convenient for most people. But yeah, besides that, go ahead and enjoy the workshop with Diana.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Intro to Heat Vinyl One Color. We're going to start with introductions. Not very many introductions here, but we'll still do them. Then we're going to do Cricut login, Cricut assign design, and then we're going to print and press our design. So my name is Diana. I'll start with introductions before I get into that. And I come from Livingston, California. I've been using Cricut for about 2.5 years. I do have a small business. It's called What's Next 209 on Instagram. I do a little bit of everything. Let me see if I have it here. You can't really see the picture. I have favors, the little graduation. I usually put the year, put their names. I do stickers, shirts, tumblers, cups, cold cups, anything you can think of. If you have an idea, people usually call me. If I don't know how to do it, I figure it out, try to help everybody out. So yeah, I'm really bad at social media, but I'm trying to do better for you guys, trying to put it up there so you guys can see. If you guys ever have any questions, you can message me through there. I can try helping you guys out, guide you guys to try and figure out how to get you unstuck from wherever it is that you're doing. I am a mother of 3, married for 17 years now. My kids are homeschooled. And what else can I say? Life is good. All right, we're gonna go ahead, start with you. If you can grab the microphone, introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background. What do you expect to learn from today's class?
So my name is Yusef. I'm a Fresno State student. Currently in psychology, but I'm looking to build my entrepreneur skills, and I'm hoping this is the first step into doing that and starting my small business. Just gaining more marketable skills is my goal.
Sounds good. Well, welcome. All right, now we're gonna go into startup cost. So right here, they put a couple machines for us to look at. At first, we have Cricut Joy. Cricut Joy is the smallest one that Cricut has. It's very tiny. It's more for personal use. If you don't see yourself doing big projects, this is perfect for little projects, cups, Anything small that is 4 feet, 5 by 5 inches, it is the size of the mat. If you're gonna do anything bigger than that, than the 5 by 5, you would have to cut your design down and then at the end put it all together using the Cricut joy. That one runs about $130. That one is only compatible via Bluetooth. Then we have the Cricut Explore Air 2, Cricut Explore 3, Cricut Maker, and Cricut Maker 3, which is the one we have in front of us here. Cricut Maker 3 is the newest one, runs about $430. All these connect via Bluetooth and USB, so you have the option of using either or. The only difference between these is the speed that it cuts in and the mat size. Some of them use a 12 by 12 and the other ones have the 13, so just a little bit bigger. Other than that, they run the same. So depending on your need and your wallet, how much you want to spend is the one you want to try and get as you're starting off. Here on the side, we have the Cricut heat press, which we have up here. This one runs about $150. This machine here on its own is pretty heavy, but when you go to press, you need to make sure you still push down. You're the press. On this one here, it's already weighted, so you don't have to do any pressing. It does by itself. Push down, lock it, and it does by itself. Once it's done, it keeps, lift it up, and done. So here, you're the weight, here has the weight.
They're both about the same price.
The bigger one is about $160 to $200. I know on Amazon they have some on sale sometimes and they run almost the same price. So depending on what you're looking for, what you're looking on doing, then it all depends on which one you would want to get. On the Cricut, they also have a smaller one. So we don't have it here, but it's about this size and it's flat. Then we have this one that is round. This one's more for hats and shoes. You would put your hat here and press your design. Same thing with the shoe. So anything that's curved, this is the one you would use.
Can you go ahead and show it one more time?
All right. Right here, it shows us on the Cricut Maker press. We have our on and off button. I don't know if you can see my arrow up there. On and on temperature, you would push it and then guide it either up or down depending on the heat that is necessary. And then we have our timer, same thing, push timer, up and down. Once you're done, push timer or temperature button again. Once you go to press it, if you're using the Cricut press, you're gonna put your machine and then you're gonna push the little Cricut button. Once you push that Cricut button, it's gonna start the timer automatically. Once the timer beeps, you go in and remove it. With the heat press, that one does it automatically. As soon as you lock it, it starts the countdown. You lift it. The button's on the side. This one's already set to it. Up and down, timer, same thing, up and down on the side. Any questions before we move on? All right. When you go make anything for shirts, t-shirts, sweaters, shoes, anything that is on material, like you're using that heat press, you need to make sure you get the Smart Iron On or heat transfer vinyl. The reason is there's different kinds of vinyl. So if you try using regular vinyl for the cuffs, it's not going to work for the shirt. I had a student say they went looking and they couldn't find the right one. They were confused. There was too many vinyls. The only vinyl that goes on clothing is the Iron On, so heat transfer vinyl. All right, this is what we're going to need today. We're going to need a blank t-shirt and the Iron On vinyl that's over here, the weeding tool, scissors, mat, measuring tape, and then we'll have the design and the heat press. And you get that nice clean one. All right, since you're the only one here, if you would like to come up and change the color of your vinyl.
It's gonna be the color on the side, right?
Yes, sir.
on, by the way?
It should be. It's showing the battery sign. I know, it's on. Alright, so right here I have 3 samples of the vinyl, just to give you guys an idea. So the iron-on, the heat transfer vinyl, shiny one side, matte on the other, not shiny at all. For the other 2 vinyls, we have permanent and removable. Only difference is one's thicker than the other, and the back is white. Completely different. And if you feel them, you feel one's thinner than the other. Dollar Tree has a lot of these vinyls there now, and they also have the iron-on. Sometimes Dollar Tree is a good spot right now to find a whole bunch of different Cricut stuff in there.
We have like the iron-on vinyl. Is this one different from this?
That is the iron-on, that's this one.
This one? And this one, what is it?
That is removable vinyl.
Oh, that's it, huh?
It's not the same thing. This would go on anything else but that.
Okay.
Correct. So you can do that for like your bag, shirt, hat, anything like that. All right, this is a design we're going to be working on today. So if you haven't logged into your computer yet, log in as Fresno State 2022 with a capital F. All right, so this is what you should be looking at, correct? We're gonna go ahead, and mine is on the top right corner, the Cricut. Go ahead and click on it twice. So with Cricut, you're able to work on it through the app, on tablet, phone, computer, anything. Once you create your Cricut sign-in, couldn't even think, you'll be able to use it anywhere you're at. So make sure you write down your password. So right here, we're going to go to sign in at the bottom. And here to sign in or create a Cricut ID. If you do not have a Cricut ID, this is the time to click on Create Cricut ID. And it's going to ask for your email. You're going to create a password, first and last name. Leave it in the United States if you're in the United States. Phone number is optional. And then in the bottom, make sure you click on I agree to terms and privacy policies, and then create Cricut ID. And like I said, make sure you write down your password. If you already have one, let's click on sign in and go ahead and sign in. All right, once you're logged in, your screen should be looking like mine. Here. All right, if you get any pop-ups, just click the little X on the side. We're gonna go to create new project on top right corner. And right in front of you, you should be looking at a digital mat, just like the one in front of you. So this is exactly this. So if you look from 1 to 1, I know it looks a lot smaller on here on the computer, but it's the size right here. So you can guide yourself by looking on there and looking on here. So you're gonna go ahead and go on your left side right here. We have all these options on the side. We're gonna go ahead and click on the text box. We're gonna need 4 different text boxes. Alright. Once you have your text boxes, you can go double click on it, and that's how you'll be able to type into it. So you're going to go ahead and on one of them, you're going to write stay positive. On the next one, you're going to write work hard. Third one, make it, and the last one, happen. All right, once we're all done, go ahead and click on the one that says stay positive. And right here on top, it says font. And then my font right now, it says Cricut Sans. So I don't know if it's the same one for you. There's a little arrow pointing down. You're going to go ahead and click on there. This is where we're going to be able to change the fonts. And if you're stingy like me and you don't have a subscription, you click on System. And System gives you everything that your Cricut machine offers to you with your subscription and purchase of your Cricut machine. So all these here are free. So you can go ahead and scroll through those, pick the one you like the best for stay positive. I know I've had a lot of students like this design here. The problem is when you go cut it, if you're not patient enough, all these little lines right here on the side, you end up peeling them off. If you also go with the smaller, thinner fonts, sometimes they are very hard to weed if you're not patient enough. So you guys are welcome to pick anything you guys want. I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time. You just have to go a little slower, making sure you don't accidentally peel a part you need it off or rip it off, because as you're pulling it off, if you pull too hard, it can rip it apart since it's so thin. All right, once you're done with that one, go ahead to the next one. Work hard until you're all done with all of them and you have the fonts that you would like for all of them. Mm-hmm. Correct. You'll have to keep resetting it. So usually I don't change like the size of it until I'm done and I know this is the font I want. Then I go and I size it. The other thing I usually try to do too, I move my text all the way to the corner so that when I open my fonts here, as I'm clicking on them, I can see them changing on the side. That way I can see how it looks, see if I like it. right. No, not enough. Okay. Now we're gonna go, it looks like a little hot air balloon on the side and it says images right underneath it. Go ahead and click on there. And right here on the search bar, we're gonna type heart. Once you have typed heart and clicked on the little searching bar there, we're gonna go right here where it says free. Go ahead and click on free. And if you notice on your pictures, it'll tell you like $5.98, $5.96. So this is all the images that are available to you, and you're welcome to purchase them if you want to purchase them. And right here on the side, it tells you this one's for cut, this one you can edit, this one right here it's print. So it usually tell you what you can use that specific image for. Click on free, and this is what's available to us for free. Okay, we're going to scroll down, and we're looking for this long heart here. Find it? Yeah, all right. Yes. So you go make sure that it's highlighted in green. That means you've clicked on it. Go add to canvas. And I'm just gonna drag mine. Make it crazy, I guess. So good thing for the back button. If you ever mess up, you can just push back. Yeah. Okay. So next one, we're gonna go back to images and we're gonna write Cupid's bow and arrow. Yes. Again, make sure you click on free. And it's right there. Go ahead and add it to your mat. And then the next image we're looking for, it's just going to be under leaf. So back to images, leaf, free, and right there, second one. Since I already have my text boxes, if you guys ever have anything you guys don't need, highlight the item you don't want, and there's a little garbage can on the right top. You just click on it, and it'll delete the item you no longer need. All right. The reason I picked this one here is to show you guys, if you guys have a specific image you guys like and want to use, but you don't need the whole thing, there's just something specific about this image you want to use, you click on your image, and bottom right says contour, like a little circle with dots all around it. Go ahead and click on that. Right here it shows you your image, and it breaks down your image for you on the side, on the right. So here you have the option of picking what you don't want. So we don't want the bow, so we're going to click on the two items that make the bow. So now we just have the arrow. Once that is done, just click the X, and there's your arrow. To move it, if you go to the little corner, little white box, your arrow curves. Once it's curved, push your mouse down and rotate it whichever way you want it to face. Once you have it where you want it to face, we're going to go ahead and grab the heart, and you can make the heart as big or as small as you want. Go ahead and position it in the middle. Once that is done, I am going to go and highlight both items, so the arrow and the heart, and they should be both be highlighted on the right side, right here, the little window. If they're not both highlighted, then you need to click on both, try to click on both of them again. Got it? All right, so right here on the bottom, we're gonna go where it says combine. Click on there, and then we're gonna go to the top where it says weld. So we're gonna weld these exactly what it sounds like. You're gonna weld both items together to make it one. And once you click on that, you have just one image now. So you created your own little design. So now we're gonna go ahead and you can start positioning your items to try and straighten them all out. What I do right here, see how all the numbers have a bigger, darker line on the mat? And your design, if you look right in the center, there's a cross. So I usually try to get that cross and align it with a bigger line. And then I just guide all my other items for that cross to align there. Let's see if it's easier to look. Yeah, so right here, I don't know if you can see it, there's a cross right in the middle. Yeah, so just I align it with one of the bigger lines, and that's how I guide myself to make sure they're all nice and centered. All done. All right, now you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna highlight everything that you have. So you're gonna go all the way from the bottom of happen and highlight your whole design. Once it's highlighted, right here on this box, mine has a question mark. I don't know if yours does too. This is where you can pick the color of your vinyl. So it's not always going to be specifically the color you have of your vinyls, but it's more of a guide for you. Because if you're using different colors, let's say, for example, here I'm working with more than one color, I can make this one pink and this one green. So when I go to push make it and it's going to cut for me, it's going to show me the color I'm going to need next. So it's going to be green. So then I know I need to put the green vinyl on here because it's going to cut the green. So as a guide, you just change the color on here. You don't have to. Today we're working on one color. So we're going to go ahead and highlight everything and just push black, just so that it's all the same color. So it all looks the same and it doesn't try to tell you you need more than one mat. Once you have it on black, we're going to go right here to the bottom where it says attach. So attach is just what it sounds like. You're kind of putting a paper clip on it to hold everything in place so that when you do go cut your image, it's all going to be just one. So when you have it, you're going to peel and you're just going to transfer it straight to your shirt. If you do not push attach, you will have a separate design. See if I can find it. Oh, right here. So you will have to go in here now, and I would have to go and cut Happy and New Year and place it where I want to, and then I would have to individually cut out each star and place it around the shirt. This is what happens when you push attach. So make sure you attach it. Okay, once that is done, it should be all together like this one. All right, now go ahead and move it to the corner until it hits and it doesn't move anymore. Mine is telling me here it's an 11 by almost a 9.76. So what that tells me is look on here 11 by a 9. That's how big my image is going to be. So if you need to go smaller, you can minimize it, make it smaller, or you can make it bigger. Now let me go to my presentation. And you guys can take a picture of this, or you can write it down. Here's the recommended sizes for the shirts. There you go. So depending on the size of your shirt, that's the size of the design that you want to make. When doing a 12 by 12, on a 12 by 12, it's not going to let you do a 12 by 12. It's going to have to be like at 11 point something. The Cricut machine will tell you. The item's too big. I'll show you guys right now. I'll move it and I'll guide you guys through it. You would need a bigger mat, or you would have to break it down into separate sections. So right here, just so you guys can see, if I go to a 12 by 12 and I click make it on mat, I guess it's not a 12 by 12. Oh, right here. See the little mark right here on the side, a little round circle? It's already letting you know, hey, heads up, check this out. So if I click on it, it says not supported by Maker 3. Image too large, reduce, and it tells you the size right there. So that's the biggest you're allowed to go when using the mat. So anytime you're using anything, any kind of mat, once you hit it, it'll let you know, hey, heads up, it's not gonna work. All right, go ahead and size your image at this time to the size that you need it. If you haven't done so already. If you are ready to go to print, go ahead, open your machine up. Just pick up the gray tab up, and your machine should open right up. Once it's open, push the power on button. Once it's on and powered, you're going to go ahead and grab your mat, take off the protective shield off of it. And I usually place mine underneath the machine so I don't lose it. Question? Yes. Did you push the power button? Little round circle with the line? There you go. Should turn on right now. There goes. All right, go ahead. If your vinyl has tape, go ahead and remove that at this time. And you're gonna make sure shiny side down. So guide yourself with the cut here, make sure that is up, and you're just gonna go ahead and try to align it on there as much as you can. Just like that. The other way, this side, like this. So this is the top. This. Oh. Mm-hmm. No. Uh-huh. Yeah, that side is more lined up than this side. Let's go ahead. And then once it's lined there, then you can just push it this way. A bubble. There we go. Now go ahead and click on Make It on the side. And click on Mat. So with these new machines, it gives you the option with the thicker vinyl, you don't need a mat anymore. It can cut directly off the vinyl. Today we're using the mat. We're going to go ahead and click on Mat. And then it asks you, what size is your mat? 12 by 12 or 12 by 24? So we're going to click on the 12 by 12, which is what's in front of us, and then click Confirm. Once you are here, it's letting you know again, size 9, and mine's about an 8, this big. So you have the option now that you can go and you can cut your vinyl, or for us, we could just leave it, and at the end, we'll go ahead and cut what we don't need. So we're going to go ahead and leave it like that. And right here on the side, it says mirror. Anytime you're doing heat transfer vinyl iron-on, make sure your mirror is on. If you do not mirror, once you go press your image onto your design, it will be backwards. So make sure you mirror, please. Once you mirror it, your image should be backwards. Once you're ready to go, click Continue. And you should be looking at this screen here. It's asking you what material are you using. We're going to click on Smart Iron-On. Okay, so go ahead, click Cancel. Yes. And then cancel again. And then in here, you're going to click Cricut MakeHerSpace. And then make it. On that, 12 by 12. Confirm. Yes, sir. Yep. So now in here, you're going to go Smart Iron-On. And now your machine should be flashing once you click on it. So once it's flashing, you're going to go ahead and grab your mat and you're going to guide it. There's like little teeth on the side of your machine. So you want to make sure your mat is in there. And you click the flashing arrows and it'll take your mat in. Yeah, so these little teeth, there you go. And then you just push this one as you're guiding it in. And now you can let go. Once it starts flashing in the middle, go ahead and click on it and it'll start cutting. If it's flashing, go ahead and press it, and now the machine will start doing its cutting process. the light on, making the buzzing sound. The only thing I've had trouble with the vinyl would be the 100% polyester. It has a harder time sticking to it. You can still do it. It just gives you a little harder time sticking it on there. Like the big fluffy Mexican blankets. I don't know what material they're made out of. Those are very fluffy and furry. It's hard for them to stick on those. So you'll learn at trial and error what works, what doesn't. Polyester is really good for sublimation.
So I guess some of the questions that people have asked in the past are, where should you buy the Cricut machine? Like there's a lot of bundles out there on Amazon, Walmart, Target. Like where do you recommend people buy the Cricut machine?
I think the cheapest one would be off of Cricut itself. If you go and look at the prices, sometimes the stores do have packages where you can get like a bundle. So when I got mine, it was like maybe $200, but it was the Cricut machine and it had a press and it came with a whole bunch of vinyl, the mats, the weeders, everything that we needed to get started. So usually depending on the time and the store, they have sales, so keep an eye out. Amazon's another really good one. But like I said, prices vary, and if you look at Amazon, you look at Cricut, the prices are almost the same. Sometimes, I think, what was the last time, like $25, $50 difference. If you get it off of Cricut, you would be getting it cheaper.
Yeah. So again, like with the different types of materials, what can you put into the Cricut machine? Like what are the different materials you can use?
Oh, wow. I think
Because
that's endless.
well, we've been through it. Like if you want to cut leather,
Yeah.
you can also cut leather. A previous student had
Wood.
asked wood if you want to cut wood. Like where you choose the different types of materials. Like is it smart iron-on? Is it like this type of vinyl? Hold up real quick.
Let me go make it.
Yeah, so this is just an example to see the different materials. And then again, to connect on
Right
the very
here.
top.
So right here it says browse all materials. So here's an endless list of all the stuff that can be cut with the Cricut machine.
Yeah, but it depends what machine you have as well.
Yeah.
So if you go to the
So this
top of
one
the
has
list,
plastic,
it'll say like,
papers.
what's it called? It'll say the machine and what's compatible. Even tattoo paper, I just saw.
Yeah.
Like if you want to make those kids tattoos at parties, or that you used to get in the coin machine, you can go ahead and do that. So yeah. But yeah, we would recommend buying the Cricut machine from Cricut themselves, like that company, because for the most part, it's the cheapest there, and then you don't have to worry about different deals and
It
stuff.
has their warranty, so if anything happens, you contact them directly, and it's a lot cheaper. If it's through Amazon, you usually have to go through Amazon first, and then be able to go through Cricut. So you'll have to go through more parties depending on the problem.
And then another question, like you were asking, what type of vinyl can you use? I guess brand wise, like does it have to be from Cricut, or can you get it somewhere else?
You can get it anywhere. It's the brands of vinyl right now are endless. And like I was telling him, even Dollar Tree now is a good spot to hit. They have the iron-on, they have the regular vinyl. They do not have the permanent one, which is the thicker one. This one, the thicker one. But they do have the thinner removable one. The removable one is good for like cups and mugs. When you're doing little like stickers for your car, because it could always be removed. It's not going to mess it up. For the wall, some people like the family tree. Little designs, you can stick those on the wall. So that would be the removable vinyl.
Sweet. I mean, do you have any other questions?
Okay.
Yeah. Also, you went over the types of mats, right?
No, not for this class.
Oh, okay. So there's also different mat types.
Yeah.
Another question someone asked, like, when I use leather, it says you need a different mat. Let me go ahead and show.
So for longer projects, we have the long mat. So here,
Yeah,
let's
that's
go all the way to 24. So let's say you were making 2, 3 of these shirts, you can go ahead and it could cut them all on this mat, depending on the size of it. Then we have the purple one. This is a stickier mat. So this one you would use more for like fabric, ribbon, anything that you need to make sure doesn't move off of here. Light grip is more for the regular computer paper, sticker paper, anything like that would go on here. Anything else goes on the green one. And then we have one more purple one, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think
here.
it's just a stronger grip
A
as
stronger
well.
grip.
Like there's the dark purple is strong, and then the lighter one is like strong but not
Yeah, so
as.
it's just the stickiness of the mat, depending on what you're using, it's the mat you want to use. All right, so if your machine is all done and it's flashing, go ahead and touch the flashing button so it lets your mat loose. Once it's loose, you can go ahead and you can peel it off your mat. We're gonna need more light. La luz.
Oh,
Sorry,
more light.
la light. All right. So at this time, we are done with our mat. You can go ahead and cover it, and that way it's out of the way and it's not getting stuck to anything that you're doing or your arm. All right. So if you look at your image, you should be able to see where it ends, and now you can go ahead and use the scissors to cut it so you can save the rest of your vinyl. Usually when I have any scraps like this, I usually don't throw them away. You could always use them for smaller designs. Sometimes you're going to make a flower or something, and that would be the perfect size. So you just go ahead and use that piece. So any small little piece, you could always reuse it. All right. Once you have it, you're going to go ahead and grab your weeding tool, and you're going to put your image with the shiny side down. And you're going to go ahead and go to the corner, and you're just going to try to go like the first layer and peel it up. Once you have that through, there's a piece of plastic there, and then you can carefully start removing the vinyl piece that you don't need. Yay. All right, once you're done with that part, now if you see all the little spaces, like the P, the O, you need to go in there and remove all those unneeded pieces. You're going to go in there with your weeder and just pull them out. Yes, sir. All right, so you're going to go to the corner, to this corner. If you go too much, it goes all the way through. So you just want to kind of go like you're going just right above. There you go. And then keep pulling until you get to the all the way to the edge. There you go. And I just pull the plastic. Perfect. Now once you have that, you can use your hand. You don't need to use this anymore, and it makes it easier. Yep, you got it.
Yeah, and again, what kind of fabric, like shirts and bags and all of that, what do you need to look out for when you are wanting to use the iron-on press or like the heat press, the HTV?
What are we looking for?
Yeah, like does it have to be a certain like amount of cotton?
Not for vinyl.
Yeah, so it'd be polyester, right? The more polyester
That's for sublimation.
or sublimation.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah, for sublimation, it's the more polyester, the better.
Okay, so what about for this heat transfer vinyl?
The only thing I noticed is that with the 100% polyester, it's one of the hardest ones to get the vinyl to stick to it. You have to apply more heat to it. It can stick to it, but you just have to add more heat to it.
Okay, so it mainly has to be what kind of material for the heat transfer?
As long
vinyl
as
to
it's
work?
cotton, I think it sticks better.
Okay. So as long
Cotton,
as
a
it's
mix of
cotton.
cotton and polyester still works, but the more polyester, a little harder it gets.
Okay. And then, I mean, for the most part, when you go to Michael's or sometimes like at Dollar Tree or Walmart, where they have that custom goods section, for the most part, they should be compatible,
Correct.
right? Like if it's there where you can see the Cricut machine,
Yeah.
it should work.
Correct.
Just double check.
The what is it, like the little makeup bags or pencil bags that they have at the Dollar Tree? Those work really good with the vinyl too. The
Yeah. So it would be the exact same process again for tote bags, for pencil bags,
backpack,
backpacks,
tennis shoes,
Yeah.
pants, hats,
yeah,
hoodies.
even the hats. I'll go ahead and show the tools again one more time for the hats. So it would just be that big bean bag where you put the hat on and then the little heat iron press to press in your design.
Correct.
And then we're going to be pressing in the designs right now, right?
Yes, sir. So with these, to make it a little easier on you, you can go right in the middle and just like stab it. Make it easier. That way you don't have to be scared of it or ruining it. That's it, I think. So you could turn it around and we can look at it and double check, make sure you don't miss anything. I've had a couple students miss one little spot and they don't notice it until it's already too late and it's ironed on.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes like a little bit of the outline will be left behind and anything you press is going to stay there.
All right, so now with your measuring tape, you can go ahead and you can measure where you want your design. One of the tricks that I do that I don't use the measuring tape anymore is I grab my shirt and I fold it down the middle and then I press it. It's the same thing with the Cricut one. So you just you can, but with the vinyl, it's a lot more work because you have to keep ironing, and then pressing down at the same time for it to stick. All right, so once you do that, if you see there's a line straight down the shirt. So I use that as a guide to guide me in placing my image so that it's straight. The other thing that I do is that I use 3 fingers from the top so that when I put my image, if I go put it, it doesn't end up all up on top over here. So if I do 3 fingers, it gives me space and it's more centered. The other thing I do is I grab my image on the part that's not sticky and I fold it and I press the top and press the bottom. And this is what I use to guide me to place it on the straight line. So if you want to go ahead and compress your shirt, it doesn't need a lot of time, just with a little bit, so that just makes the line on it. Yeah. Open it and check it. Ready. So remember, 3 fingers from the top. You don't want it up too high. No. Yeah, just make sure, like right here, see how the shirt is folded? Go ahead and pull your shirt so it doesn't have any, or it won't stick. All right, it looks pretty centered. So now you're going to go ahead, since it's all down now, go ahead and you're going to press it. So right now, because your image is protected by the plastic, it does not need the Teflon sheet unless you want to use it. You're more welcome to use it. It can be facing you. It doesn't have to be down. Be careful not to touch the top. I'll make sure it's centered. Uh-huh. For this one, I think it's like a 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you have any parts, so let's say you're doing two colors and you peel the plastic off and you're going to go add a second color, you want to make sure any other vinyl is covered with the Teflon or it will melt onto the iron.
Yeah, and then on the
Go ahead.
slide with all of the materials, or even the heat press itself, if you look
Yeah, you
into
can
it,
take it back. You can peel
the
it.
manual, the materials, our slides as well, they'll have the time frame for each.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you purchase your vinyl on the box, it should tell you the recommended amount of time for the material that you're going to do.
Yeah, the time and the temperature as well.
Did it peel?
Yeah. So if there's any part of it that's peeling, like on the P, we'll go ahead and use the Teflon sheet.
Yeah, so you'll bring it back and we'll cover it up and we'll do another one. So you don't need the plastic anymore.
Yeah. And on all of the heat presses that are specific for the t-shirts or just heat pressing in general, they'll have a little bit a screen while they'll show you the temperature and the time left, so that way like you're not going over and melting it. Yeah. And then you want to minimize the amount that you are like tugging on the shirt if it's on the heat press, because then you'll kind of distort the letters as well.
So make sure it's all covered up. There you go. You could leave half the time. Congratulations on making your first shirt. So now on your computer, you can go ahead and click on done. And it should take you back to your canvas. Once you are here, you are more than welcome to save your image. This is your image. You created it, so it belongs to you now. So right here on top, it says save. You can go ahead and click save if you want to save it. And then you just, like any other image you create, you would go and you would add the name that you want to save it as. And if you want to create different files, it lets you create different files under where you want to save it. So if you want to make a file that says shirts or heat transfer, you could save all those under just one specific file. Cricut also gives you the option that once you make a design and you save it, it asks you if you want to make it public onto CricketSpace for other people to use. So you can leave that unchecked and it'll just be your design. So now to log out, right here, the three lines on the side, I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And all the way on the bottom, it says sign out. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then if you didn't save it, it's going to ask if you want to save it. Just double checking with you. Yes, you can. So once you have your image, go back on there. Once you have your image saved onto your files, you'll be able to access it from Cricut. So right here, where it says upload, there's an arrow pointing up. You go ahead and click on there. And then right here, it says upload image. You click on that. And then right here, see, it says browse. So when you save your image, you want to make sure it's saved as one of these: a PNG, JPG, GIF, SVG, DXF. So it tells you specifically what you can use with the Cricut machine. So once you click on browse, it takes you now to the files on your computer, your phone, and you click on the image that you would want to upload. Once you click on it, click open, and here shows you your image. I always just go with complex because it gives you more detail on your image. If you click on any of the other ones, it kind of can distort it a little bit. So I always just click complex, continue. And here is where you need to make sure you delete anything you don't want. So it gives you a wand and it gives you an eraser. So once the wand here is picked, there's a cross on the page, you click on it, and it starts erasing what you don't need. So if I go here on the little eye, it says preview image. I click on that. This is what my image would look like now if I went to go cut it. So it's just a basic crown. So if I unclick it, I can go back now and remove everything else that I want to take out of here. So now if I go back to preview and now I cut it, you have more of a design to the crown or to your image, whatever it is that you're uploading. So here, if you look, because I got this image off of Google, it has the website in the bottom. When I go cut it, I don't need the website on anything. So you can click on the eraser, and here it shows you the size of the eraser, how round it is, so you can make it bigger or smaller. And then you just click with your mouse and erase it. Once you're all done, you click on apply and continue, and it's going to ask you what name you want to use to save it as, and then the way you find it afterwards. Once you go to your images, browse all images, right here it says uploaded. So if you go and click on uploaded, I'll be able to see all the images I have uploaded onto my Cricut space. So it stays like a forever file on here. Any other questions? Okay. So for something like that, do you have to re-say the question?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say the question again, just so I have it recorded. So your question is, if you have, or if you're downloading an image that's different colors off of Google or wherever you have your images, how do you use different vinyls, or how do you make sure that when you print it, it's different colors?
Different color. All right. So when you have your image and you uploaded it and you're editing it, like I was showing you, erasing what you don't need, practically what you want is a skeleton. So if you look at this image here, I don't know if you recognize it from Ugly Dolls. I erased everything off of it. It's just the outline practically. So I erased all the different colors, everything on it. I just left practically everything that is black. So you would go and click on the image once it's done and see how you just see the outline. Everything else is translucent. So this is what we would call the skeleton of your design. Once you have, let me make it small enough so you can see it. Once you have the skeleton of your design, you go right here and there's two little pages with the cross. You click on it and it duplicates it. What I do now with this one, I go to contour like I showed you. And let's say I want the bow a different color. I'm going to take away everything else that I don't need and just leave that bow there. Okay, once it's all clicked, if you see, I just have the bow there. So now here I can go, like I showed you. You click on the color, you bring it in, and just place it right on top. Same thing. Now you need another one, duplicate it, and you would do the same thing for each part that you need the different color. Make it simple for you? No.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
you can save it with all the colors the way you downloaded it on there, but it would be more for like a print and cut. So you would have to use your printer, you print it out either on sticker paper or printable iron-on, and then you would either iron it on or if it's a sticker paper, it's just sticky.
Yeah. So I guess we can show the sticker paper if you want.
You still have some?
Yeah. Or like the ones we used over here that are different colors. So if you see, she kind of had to layer the black outline over the yellow one. The hard thing is that the Cricut machine is not a printer. It just cuts it. So the reason you make it different colors on your screen is because when you go to print it, it'll go ahead and show you, it'll say something like pink color vinyl, put right here, print right now. And it'll cut out the pink one. Then the yellow one, it'll have to cut that out. Because you can't put, I guess you can, if it's separate, you can put like different vinyl pieces on your mat in different places. But for the most part, you cut one color at a time. You would have to layer it on like that, if that makes sense.
So you would do the bottom color first. So on here, we would do, it looks like it would be the black. So I would go and do the outline, and I would press the black. Once the black is done, then I would come in with the next one, which would be the pink, put it where it goes, press it, take that one off, do the next color. You have to do piece by piece. You can't leave any plastic on there, because if you leave the plastic on there and you have the other image, the vinyl will melt onto the plastic. So you have to do one at a time.
Yeah, and then use the Teflon paper
So it
on
doesn't
each one.
melt.
Yeah, so it doesn't melt the rest. To answer like the general idea, like how can I print and make shirts with complex pictures or images, the best way to do it would be sublimation, right? So what that is, it's like a printer that the ink on that printer, and we could show it to you afterwards. It'll print out paper already in color. So then you would just take that, it would print it, for example, on heat transfer vinyl, right? Or no?
It's different. The heat transfer vinyl, so you can use an inkjet printer for that one.
Mhm.
You go and you print your image on there, and that one also has to be, depending on the paper, some of them has to be mirrored and some of them doesn't.
Okay.
So the one that I'm currently using doesn't. So once it prints out, I have to peel the back, position it where I want, and then press it.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that. So
With
yeah,
the sublimation, it's
Mhm.
the ink is on the paper, and you put the paper on your shirt or your item, and once you press it, the image transfers to the fabric. It's not
I
like
see.
the printable one, the piece of material stays still on there, kind of like the vinyl. And the sublimation is ink to material.
Yeah. So sublimation, it would print it out right on paper or whatever material it uses, and then from there, you would go ahead and put that on your shirt. And when you heat press it, the heat makes the ink go from the paper to the shirt.
Correct.
So that way you don't have to print each color every time.
Correct.
I think if you have a Cricut machine, the best way to do it would be with that, an inkjet printer.
The printable paper.
Yeah. Or I guess like any printer, as long as you have the right ink and the right paper, you could print it onto a paper just like you would on a normal like actual paper. But then you would take that paper, cut out the design, right? If you only want the design. And then once you cut out the design, you would go ahead and print it on your shirt.
Iron.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Or you
That's
would
all.
have to, depending on the size that you want, you would have to break it down. So if it's the 8 by 10, you have to go 8 by 10, 8 by 10, 8 by 10, depending on the size, and then you have like a puzzle, put it all together. So you could, I just did a table runner, and the table runner is about the size of this. The Cricut machine doesn't cut the size, so I had to do 4 separate 12 by 12. So I had to go iron one piece. Once that one was done, bring in the next one, align it, press it, align it, press it until the whole image was together.
Yeah. But I mean, if you have, I mean, you wouldn't even need a Cricut machine for that, right? Um, like if you were to
For
just
the printable
print
one, no.
on, if you were to just print it on heat transfer vinyl, I just make sure it's white heat transfer vinyl. It's the right vinyl that, I mean, if you have questions in the future, you can always text us.
Yeah, for
Give us a
the
call.
printable vinyl, there is for light fabric and dark fabric. So depending on the material you're using, if it's a black or blue, navy blue shirt, you want to go with the dark. If it's the lighter shirts, you want to go with the light. Because if you use the light with the darker ones, sometimes the ink doesn't show as much. So there's something in it that makes it so it pops out better.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're making smaller designs, like I guess the little corner one you have right now on the shirts, or if you want to do stickers, right? Stickers don't have to be bigger than a piece of paper unless you want it to be, like the sticker I handed out right now. You can always print those out, and then just have it that way, so you don't have to use the Cricut machine right off the bat.
Yeah, they have the printable sticker paper so that when you just put it in your printer, print your images on there, and then you can put it on the Cricut machine and it cuts the, just like if you would have bought the stickers out of the store.
Yeah. I'll actually bring some. You can ask me the question.
A lot of people come in and they're like, well, I have my logo. How can I get my logo on here? And it's crazy colorful. And I'm like, good luck. Yeah, so contour's your best friend. Yeah, that's the printable sticker paper.
So yeah, with this sticker paper, you would just print your design on there, and then you would just cut it out yourself. Or if you have the Cricut machine, for example, you see different rows on there, the Cricut machine would be able to cut that out.
Yeah,
Right?
that when you peel it, it's easier. It's already separated.
It's already cut to its
Yeah.
specific size. Or I guess it'd be a little harder to. You can cut out the exact design if you have it on your printer. Like if you put the same, for example, right there, the MakeHerSpace. If I were to put that same logo on the Cricut software, would I be able to cut like perfectly around it?
Just like on the computer.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have, just like you see on the slide, you see how it's that black outline. You can go ahead and just, as long as you put your design on that black outline, you would be able to cut it out perfectly, and then heat transfer it.
Any other questions? No. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming to the workshop. Yeah. You guys later.
Have a great day. So many students.
Well, usually the teacher ones are the ones that are most active.
Yeah.
That's the one everybody wants. Since the teacher ones like, oh yeah,
No, that's the
the one.
yeah. No, he thought it was this one.
But glad you were able to make it before there were no more work. Because obviously that's what hopefully we can do one of those in the future where you can print. Yeah, I mean, whatever you're interested, and if you want to like do content or whatever, like if you ever want to sell, I think just having like a printer, some of the vinyl, and some scissors.
Yeah.
Print your own stickers. And it'd probably be cheaper than buying them, right?
Yeah.
Because then if you buy them, let's say you buy 50 stickers, right? And they're all like that, you would have to get them shipped to you. So you would have to pay for the shipping, right? So if you like design it on Canva or something, yeah, you have to pay for it, ship it to you, and then you would have to ship it out to your printer rather than just having the ink already. I think most printers do it, like even if it's not an inkjet printer, it's like Canon
Probably.
or any brand. Just make sure that your printer itself can do that.
Yeah, because usually to get the color like that, I just put it that I'm printing on like semi-gloss paper, so it comes out nice and vibrant. Yeah, so this is just the printable sticker paper off of Amazon.
And did you have to change the settings on your printer
Nothing.
besides the high gloss paper?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Because I'm sure there's printers that are like, oh, you want to print on this specific type of paper, you can, but I mean, if you just put high gloss paper, you just print it out yourself. And you can fit like a good 20 of these on one piece of paper.
Depending on the size.
And then you would just ship it out. And then shipping for like stickers, like one individual sticker, I'm sure would be different.
Why? Because right now I think the flat rate shipping
Actually, it wouldn't even be
like
shipping.
$7
You
something.
could just do the envelope.
Yeah, a stamp,
Yeah.
forever stamp.
Yeah, you could use the envelope and just send it through the mail. Which would, how much do you charge for mail? Do they charge?
For the
Like if you write someone a letter?
yeah, you need a forever stamp. However, that much is now.
I guess, yeah, your payment is the stamp, right?
Uh-huh.
You pay on the stamp. But I mean, that's like 20 cents.
No, I think it's gone up. When was the last time you sent a letter?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it depends how big your order is. If you're ever like, if you do have like your own business and you're thinking about content, yeah. And then, I don't think you showed it, but Canva, just so that way.
Oh, we did talk about it.
Yeah. Did you show it on the screen?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, look, $12.60 for a pack of 20.
Yeah. But it's just like Canva, CANVA. You can, it's free. Let me just continue it myself.
They're 63 cents each.
Yeah. I mean, I guess here's like one of our ideas for like our social media. If I want to print the design, you can always print it from here. Rectangle, size it. So
$27.50.
$27.50 for 50 stickers. It's not bad, but then you would have to ship those out to whoever you're interested in, or whoever bought the stickers from you. While instead you can just
Print them out and it's
print
going to
them out
cost you like
yourself.
$1 a sheet.
And then, I mean, you're designing it yourself. I mean, there's a bunch of, even if you go on templates, click on templates, you can type out like, there's some you have to pay for, but you can always use it and change it, make it your own.
Happy one.
This is the first one. You click customize the template. Let's say you want to put a different picture in the middle. Delete it. One element. guess different types of pictures.
Or you can upload your own too.
Yeah.
On there.
There's a frame here, and let's put the frame in the center. You can take any picture you want. Let's say you just put it in the frame
And it's like
and then crop it wherever you want. And there you go. You can change the text to whatever you want.
it's free.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for example, if it's like a baby shower, and you put the kid's name on top, on bottom,
The date.
the day.
Mhm.
But there's like anything from like thumbnail. So it's almost like instead of using Photoshop for your thumbnail, because Photoshop you have to pay monthly, and this is free, and it's unlimited designs, right?
Yep.
The only thing is some of these designs are the pro version. So if I wanted to use this, I would have to get the
30.
Some people, I wouldn't say everyone, a lot of people make them on Photoshop. Yeah, like they'll use the color, their own pictures and stuff. Yeah, you can do it on Canva. People make it on Canva as well. But yeah, people make Photoshops, or not on Photoshop, but I mean with Canva, it's all saved online. You don't have to save it on your computer.
There's that one.
That look the same. That's so funny. But at least bigger YouTubers like Mr. Beast and stuff.
They have people doing it for them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know they do.
Pretty crazy. Yeah. But maybe hopefully if we could provide more stuff in the future. Because the problem is like literally last week. I mean, you want a bigger table, nobody else is going. You want a bed, you want but what's it called? Yeah. Hopefully in the future we can have like a supplementation class where or even like the center here. Yeah, you're on the text line. And then if you ever, again, if you have anything like in terms of your business, registering, you want to get like a full proprietorship, marketing, you need a design of logo and stuff. All the services here. So if you need help registering your business, and even if you are like we help Diana and stuff, we're always being instructed. But like if she wants pictures of herself,
I put one up. I don't know if you saw.
yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. That number is not like a robot. Like I was typing messages out.
Thank you. You have a good day. Garbage right here. You? Let's go there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a weeder and a scraper from the top drawer? That's the scraper right here, and then a weeder. Thank you. And for my students.